Welcome back to Up the Holler. We're back over here at the fire department again. Got the RK24. Gonna dig a little ditch. Won't be no big deal. I'll show you guys what we're gonna do, what we got going on here. Okay, we're getting ready to put up a new building here. This is like 24 by 40, and this is going to be to house a ladder truck we're getting. Well, we've already gotten it, but we had to send it off to have some testing done to it. A few other little odds and ends, and this is where we're going to store it at. So I got to dig a ditch to get power to this building. So we're just going to jump her off this building basically, because I mean over there, you know, lights. Well, you'll have air conditioning too, but we're going to come right here by this drain where it comes out of this building. I'm just going to cut a ditch straight across here. Just put it over right beside that form so that, you know, whatever, if they want to bring it up through the concrete, they can, we can dig up the shovel under the form or whatever they want to do there, or bring it up on the outside. Not a big job, just figured I'd catch a little bit of this. So, and of course I end up running off and leaving my tripod at the house. So I'll have to depend on Jake to hold the camera. Try to get some backhoe footage here. Now let's get this thing unloaded. I finally upgraded a little bit here and got me some, I got me a couple binders, a chain. They get me a couple more and I can do away with ratchet straps to hold the tractor on there. But I picked them up at the tractor show, and well, I bought that chain at Tractor Supply. But yeah, they get me a couple more. We'll be in high cotton. Well, here's what we got. It's pretty rocky. I wished I could have dug this before his form was put here. I could have just kept right on going, but I don't know if you can really tell, but once I got to right in this area, I had to pull the tractor out and turn her and dig it all like this. But, I mean, I believe it'll work. It's just, like I said, this is just for running a power cable to this building. So, took it right up against the form, and after they pour the floor, then we can finish it up with shovels or whatever they do right there to get it right against the building. But that took about, I don't know, about an hour to dig it, considering all the rock in it. Wasn't too bad. And that one big hump you can see over here. Right there, that little hump. That's actually part of the old foundation from the, used to be an old garage here. Service station back in the day. That chainsaw, my MS211C, it started messing up on me. I was using over at my mom and dad's trying to cut some brush, and we're going to take a look at it, see if it might just be able to adjust the carburetor, or actually might have to take the carburetor off and try to clean it up a little bit. But we'll see what we got going on here with it. Okay. Now, the issue we're having, I'll try to start this up to demonstrate it, but it'll start up. It might be kind of hard to get start. You might have to sit and hold the trigger down while you're pulling it to get start. And it would start and idle, but as soon as you give it the gas, you know, squeeze the trigger on it, it just kill it. Now, I would say most likely there's probably a little bit of dirt inside this carburetor that's causing the issue. But we're going to try to start it up and just see if we can't adjust on it a little bit. Turn the idle up on it just a little bit or something. See what happens here. Well, seems to be running fine now. But yesterday, I didn't get no video footage of it, but yesterday I had this over at my mom and dad's cutting some brush, and I like to never got it to start. And then after it did start, it didn't want to run right. Seems to be doing fine now. Okay, guys, right here, not exactly sure what happened to the audio. Keep in mind, I am using a new microphone that I got to help do these videos with, and I believe that I just forgot to turn the microphone on, and when the receiver is in the camera, and if the microphone's not on, it won't pick up audio. But basically, all I'm doing here is just describing the tool that I made for measuring my firewood. As you can see here, it's a piece of cold roll with a magnet on it and a big washer on the other end. That's 16 inches long. So you stick it on the bar of your chainsaw, and then you put the washer at the end of the log, and then just make you a little buzz on the wood, you know, with the saw, and that marks you 16 inches. And then you move down to the next one, so on and so forth. Pretty handy. They do sell these on Amazon. You know, but this was one I just made out of some stuff I had laying around in the garage. Pretty handy thing. It's a lot easier than running a tape measure and trying to mark it with paint or chalk or something like that. I recommend anybody that does a lot of firewood to get one of these or make one. They're pretty handy. And again, sorry about the audio. Make sure we eat up no copperheads down here. I find it easier to take it off and start it than stick it on. Get 2 cuts, which will make 3 pieces for us. Well, I don't know. Like I said, it seems to be running fine now. Don't really know what the issue was with that. But I got a feeling whatever it is will come back to get me. Come back and bite me later. But it's good and hot. It's warmed up. Made 2 good cuts through solid oak with it. Other than the chain, they being a little dull on it. Wasn't too bad. Yeah, I got a little bit of wood here I need to split up, get put in the totes, stacked up or whatever. Need to run the log splitter a little bit. She's been setting for a while. See, how many of you guys do your firewood like this? It's something I've seen several people on YouTube do, and I got into doing it. And it is so much easier to do like this if you got a tractor, you know, that can pick them up and stuff like that. Now, let me just go ahead and run this by you all so you know. When I first got these totes, I had, you know, red oak, like I just cut there. Okay, I split it up, which is what most of this stuff is you're looking at here, red oak and white oak. But the RK24 with one of these loaded up to the top, skin to skin, green, you know, wet red oak, I couldn't get to pick it up. Okay, so I found that if I load them about 3/4, about right here, it could pick that up with green red oak. It's pretty heavy. Now, mind you, the RK24 is factory rated at 940 pounds. Okay, you know, the tote itself is probably 50 pounds or something like that. Some of them I got actually have, like this one here in the back, actually has a wooden pallet on it, so it's probably a little heavier than the ones with the galvanized factory pallet. Anyway, this one here, my buddy, he stacked this up. He came up and helped me split some wood. Now, if you can see, but there is a pretty good void in the middle of that. Now, if I would have been stacking that, I'd have probably filled that void up as I was coming. Okay, but he stacked that all in there like that. And this wood had been laying for approximately right at 2 years. It'd been laying on the hill, you know, not cut up, just a tree cut down laying. Now, a tree that's cut down laying will not dry out. I don't care what anybody says, they won't dry out. They could lay over 10 years, they won't dry out. You cut them open. You know, I've cut up trees that's laid on the ground so long that the bark was rotting and falling off of them. Matter of fact, this right here, you just seen the bark is coming off this. Okay. And when you cut them open to split them, they're wet inside, just like a live tree. Okay. So it's not until you get them split apart will they start to dry out. But the way he stacked this in here, the RK did pick this entire toad up and didn't really have any problem doing it. I had to throttle it up just a little bit because at idle it didn't want to pick it up. So I throttled it up a little bit, not much, and it picked it right up because I had it sitting over by the log splitter, picked it up and brought it right over in here. Now that's great, and I love that. But also you got to keep in mind with the smaller tractors like that, you don't want to overdo them too much. That's how you break tie rod ends, you know, bend jacks, things like that, crack frames, because they're not intended to work that hard, at least all the time. Now, like I said, that tote was sitting right here, actually just on the other side of this wood. It was sitting right there, and I just picked it up, backed up, put it right there. I probably wouldn't want to take it and, you know, have to take it up the road or something to the neighbors. That'd be a little hard on it. Especially if you got to move it any distance at all, you just want to take your time, creep around with it. Don't be bouncing. That puts a lot of stress on the loader itself, all your pivot points of the loader, and the frame where the loader's mounted to the tractor. I just seen a lot of people have issues with the smaller tractors on breaking tie rod ends and stuff like that. And well, I mean, I can't speak for them. I don't know what they do to their tractors. I don't know how they work them. But I'm telling you, they're not 992 end loaders. You know, they're small. They do a good job for what they're designed to do. But I was pretty pleased to see that thing actually pick that load up. That stuff right there is heavy. Anyway, just wanted to give that little tidbit on that, and you know, let you guys. Thought I was gonna be working on this saw, but seems to be doing all right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? Well, with that, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. This will be kind of a shorter video. You know, a little bit of the RK digging that ditch over at the fire department. The mystery behind the chainsaw. Don't really know what was going on there, but like I said, you know, it seems to be working okay, so we're gonna let it ride. So there's a good chance there could be another video on that. If it acts up again, then we'll tear into it and take it apart. You know, do us a favor, give us a thumbs up. You know, leave a comment, like and subscribe. It really help the channel out. We're trying to make this thing grow. You know, I do what I can when I can. Try to get here and do some videos of different little projects and things. We'll be getting back on the dump truck before too long. Haven't given up on Larry. Just haven't had a chance to fool with it lately. You know, I've started cutting the bedside out to replace some of the old rotted out metal and stuff on it. Got one side of it is I used some rust converter on it. Just I wire wheeled one side of the bed, used some rust converter on it, just to kind of seal it up for now. But eventually we'll be going back over it with primer and paint, or well, at least paint, because that stuff's, you know, paintable, the rust converter. Excuse me. But yeah, I got some metal to do that with, and we'll be doing. I picked up this Amazon tool we're gonna try out. So it's a sandblaster that hooks up to your pressure washer. It's like $30, so there'll be a video on that. We'll check it out and see how well it does. Hopefully it does pretty good, because I mainly got it to do the bottom side of that bed, because it's got all the gussets and stuff on there that'd be really hard to try to wire wheel all that. So we're going to try the sandblaster pressure washer attachment. So like I said, give us a thumbs up, hit the like button, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.